On this episode, we make it to the capital, Windhoek, pull in at urban camp, and check out the city's attractions. We hook up with the Cancer Association, chat to the media,
A massive truck by the name of Betsy,
find some alternative fuel, and count our kits. For the first time, Betsy blends. The Namibian Oncology Centre invites us around, and we do our best to keep recruiting in the country. Unfortunately, we get kicked out, make a run for it, and then try to make the border before midnight. Just want to show you the amount of killing that's going on this road with these weird insects. The armored bush cricket, or koringkriek, is highly opportunistic and cannibalistic, and the dead crickets on the road was attracting hungry crickets. This road is the main route from Oriental to Windhoek, which was our recruitment drive focus city for the country of Namibia. Just a week before this, a flood came through here and washed away this bridge. Wat gaan jy aan?
Dis lyk my al hierdie kamp tente
Rustig hoor. We've just arrived at Urban Camp, who offered us a free stay for a week. Looks quite busy. It is long weekend, so let's hope we can find Betsy a spot. This camp is amazing. Well laid out camp, and there's lots of tourists here, lots of buckies over on that side. We've got the horny hippo. Christy, the manager, showed us in. She was very welcoming, and she's the one that got back to me yesterday saying that they are going to give us a free week stay. But when we arrived, they changed that up to 2 weeks, giving us plenty of opportunity to get things done. It was our 7th wedding anniversary and we went out to town looking for something interesting to do. We just had a meeting at the Cancer Association of Namibia with Rolf behind me, he's the CEO, in hoping to strengthen the relationship between the South African Bone Marrow Registry and the Cancer Association of Namibia. They're also going to go out of their way to try and organise some media for us tomorrow and the next day. It's Thursday and Friday. Just arrived at the Paradise Backpackers because Michael, our friend that you guys saw last in Luderitz, he left us a parcel here a couple of weeks ago, so it's a surprise one for us. It's a book and it reads on the front here, Robin and Yolandi love you guys. This book was very important for my life journey and I hope you'll love it. Stay positive and keep pushing forward. Thank you so much, Michael. We're hoping to see Michael on the road somewhere. He's already in Zimbabwe, I think, so he's made lots of progress. Just pulled into the campsite now at Urban Camp. We've got our first media interview with Channel 7 in the next hour, so we're just going to set up with that. But I spotted this beast over here. Definitely looks like a very interesting vehicle. I'll go and make acquaintance after the interview, but that looks like a very lucky van. Look at this wonderful surprise. This is Christy, by the way, that's the manager of the Urban Camp. I didn't catch your name? Agrippa, and they brought us a bounty, 25 liters. So things are really picking up with the schedule here. We've got a couple of radio interviews tomorrow. A lady just reached out about the Nina TV show in Namibia, which might be interested in hosting our project on the show. We've got an emergency first aid training facility that wants to also give us an opportunity to go and chat to the trainees, and that's good news because they are really interested in saving lives, so it's not going to be a hard crowd to motivate. Also just heard back from Rolf at the Cancer Association of Namibia, who's going like the extra mile to try and get the word out there. There's lots of opportunities. Another local that we ran into at a shopping centre yesterday, and we actually met her in East London where we signed up our first match. She's been very helpful in connecting us with the community. She's also managed to succeed in us getting a recruitment drive set up at the UN tomorrow, which is pretty cool. It's going to be a first for us. Yeah, and the campsite's really awesome. It's quiet at the moment, but we've met good people, seen amazing vehicles, cool campers coming here, overlanders from all over the show. Thomas is from Switzerland. Went through the Tracks for Africa map, giving each other great spots in South Africa. I was excited because he's going to go and spend some time here, but obviously his van is what caught my eye. If you'd like like to skip over this interview, forward this video to 19 minutes and 32 seconds. The Future House Media, they've got 2 radio stations interviewing us today.
Here at Namibia's #1 hit music station, a big welcome into the studio only so far, Robin and Yolandi of Numinous Expeditions. Betsy is, we told you already, Betsy is outside. Betsy, she ain't gonna fit. You're partnering up with the Cancer Association of Namibia for, I have to put this out there, a good name is always a great thing. And I love the name you guys have, Matches on the Map, to raise awareness for stem cell donation.
We used to call it a bone marrow transplant. So people with blood cancer need that. They've changed it up to stem cell donation as it's now a peripheral process, so it's a blood process, which is where the awareness comes into play, because most people still think that it's something similar to a lumbar punch, but in actual fact it's a very simple, easy process, non-invasive.
What is the inspiration behind this? Were either of you affected by something like this, a bone marrow transplant, stem cells?
Yes, in 2018 I had to undergo a stem cell transplant. I only had 1 match in the whole world, and without that person I wouldn't be chatting to you today, so that's why we do what we do.
As in the full globe?
In the whole world, yes.
That is...
So that's, and in lots of cases that's the case, and in many cases there's no matches. In my case I was very lucky. I had a match within my immediate family, but it wasn't 100% match. A 50% match was my sister. It can cause a lot of complications throughout the process. The journey itself, the stem cell transplant, it's a very difficult process. Spent almost 5 months in isolation, myself and Yolandi. I got through it, and in recovery started building the truck. The puzzle pieces came together. Since then I've been good. I do have a genetic disease. It's a rare disease called Fanconi Anaemia. It's a cancer predisposition disease, so it makes you more susceptible to developing different kinds of cancers.
The statistics on stem cell matches are absolutely insane. I just want to put this out there. Your chances of finding a genetic match range from 1 in 100,000 to 1 in 400,000 depending on ethnic background.
That's it.
Our neighbors to the south, South Africa, massive population compared to us, only have 80,000 registered donors. Namibia only has 800. This is where you guys come in, because this is what Matches on the Map is all about.
So there's 2 registries in South Africa, but in most of the African countries there's no registries, unfortunately. In the SADC countries, that's what we're going to try and accomplish with being in partnership with the South African Bone Marrow Registry. As you mentioned, ethnicity plays a vital role in matching a donor to a patient. So we often see Caucasian people matching up with somebody in Europe because that's where your ancestry is from.
Sure.
Whereas in Africa, where there's no people signed up to the database in most of the countries, then the chances go way down. So that's where the 1 to 400,000 starts happening. And going to all of these different countries, you have the opportunity to add the diversity to the registry.
What do you talk about? What do you tell people?
So it's a basic breakdown, just an educational session. It takes about 5 minutes just to get the information over. Go through an exclusion criteria, and we invite the people that would like to sign up. It's totally voluntary. To fill out an application form, you do 2 swabs in your mouth. It's just a saliva swab. We put everything together. We send it off to South Africa, to the SABMR. They do what they need to do through lab testing, and with the result, that person gets logged onto a database. If ever he or she gets matched up to a patient, could take 2 months, 2 years, 20 years down the line, they'll get a phone call saying that they have the opportunity to save somebody's life. Would they like to go ahead with it? So there is an option of opting out, but we totally motivate people that want to sign up. Please stick to this. It makes no sense in signing up if you are going to back out, and it's a lot worse when a match is found and somebody refuses to actually
I can imagine.
they're not having
Like
a match.
false hope.
Yes, it really brings the family down. If that person then says yes, they're up for it, then the SABMR will facilitate in getting them to the closest donation centre. They pay all the transport fees, hotel, they treat you like a hero. And like I mentioned earlier, in the olden days, it was a bone marrow aspiration process, whereas it's now a blood process, and it takes about 4 to 6 hours in the chest. So you basically lie there, watch a movie, and you just chill out. They do give you a stimulant to up your stem cell production, so that you got too much stem cells. That's how they get it out of the blood. But your stem cells always produce, so you keep reproducing, so you're not going to lose your stem cells. So the blood goes out the one arm through a stem cell filtration machine. They scoop out the extra stem cells, they filter it out, then they put the blood back into your other arm, and then they take the stem cells, transplant that into the patient, and the patient has a chance of
It's amazing.
It's insane how far it has come, and I think that's a big thing to emphasize with it. It is, jy sal fyn wees. How are you getting around is the question right now.
We fund the project ourselves with
Yes.
volunteers. We quickly realized that Betsy is definitely going to clean out the bank if we had to run on diesel. Came on the idea of running her on used cooking oil.
Betsy is a giant truck.
It's 10.5 tons. She runs at about 3 kilometers per litre on fuel, whether it's diesel or cooking oil. She can run on both.
Wow.
Obviously, we try and get as much cooking
Understood,
oil as we
yeah.
can. Yeah. So we go to different restaurants and fish and chips places, fast food stations, and then basically ask them for their used cooking oil, pick it up and pump it into the tank, and then we can go off to the next town.
During your recovery, Betsy was when it all came together.
Yeah. We bought Betsy in the Western Cape as I was just coming out of the hospital, and we needed something that we wanted to apply all of our effort. We needed to get my strength back. With my specific case, I was only given a 10-year life expectancy.
Oh, wow.
So with that, after the transplant, you got this whole new second chance, but you also got that limitation of possibly only surviving for 10 years. So then you want to start doing the things that you really wanted to do. One of those things was myself and Yolandi planned to travel the world.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody's dream, but then we realized that that wasn't going to be possible. So we'd already lost everything by that stage, the business, our home and furniture and all of that we sold. Got to Cape Town, did the transplant, and then when we got out, I saw this truck on Gumtree in South Africa. We went looking for Betsy all around town. It was in Malmesbury, and it was a holiday, December holiday, so nobody was answering phones, and we drove through every single street. We found Betsy and we just stood and stared at her. We made the decision right there and then that that's what we were going to do. In January we bought her. We started building her from scratch. She was old, rusted and red, and changed her up into a fully capable, fully self-sustainable home on wheels.
So, I mean, it's not when you get to a town, you're in Windhoek right now, it's not let's go book in at this hotel, let's go book in at that hotel. Betsy is where...
That's our home. Full time, and we often sleep next to the road or wild camp or wherever we can, obviously to try and save on some bucks as well. We can go for a long time being off the grid. We've got solar panels on the roof, so we can survive about 2 weeks as long as we can get water. We carry about 500 litres of water, half a ton of water. Yeah. If we run out of water, that's the only time that we actually need to pull into a campsite.
Amazing.
I don't know if you're being informative or you're bragging.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like this daily hustle and bustle, everyone wants to get a little bit off the grid, and that...
Especially in this part of the world, I feel there's so many guys out there like, if I could, I'd just go out in the veld and stay there. And Betsy,
Namibia, you walk,
like
walk 20 meters and you're in the veld over here.
I would say that's the dream, but it is definitely a lot more difficult and challenging than what people think it is. A lot of people think that we're just on holiday,
van life,
but it's a lot of stress and there's a lot of communication. If you get into a new town, you need to start networking from scratch. You don't know a single person. You need to set up recruitment drive, educational talks. You need to find affordable accommodation. You need to sleep in some dodgy places where you got to look over your shoulder every now and then.
Yeah.
And then there's lots of breakdowns. You got to fix it yourself. So if you're stranded next to the road somewhere in the middle of nowhere, you got to rely on your own skills, which is one of the main reasons why myself and Yolandi built the truck ourselves.
You are on your 4th country now in Namibia. You've been to Kitmans, you've been to Luderitz, Marintal, you're now in Windhoek. You guys are having a little open day event, if you can call it that.
In partnership with the Cancer Association of Namibia, we're going to have one at La Vida Cafe.
La Vie Cafe.
La Vie Cafe, yes.
Independence Plaza.
That's it. On the 23rd, it's open from 8 a.m. in the morning, and the public's welcome to come around, listen to the talk, and then hopefully we'll get a lot of people signed up. We've got a record in Keetmanshoop at the moment with 191 people signed up, so that community really came together. Luderitz did 80. And I don't know,
that's pretty impressive for Luderitz, right?
There's that many people there? Listen, I'm going to say this, Namibia, I love you. As a proud son of the South, I will lose it if Keetmans beats us.
That is embarrassing.
Okay?
It's just
love you, Keetmans, but this is pride playing here, and for a great cause.
Because if I understand correctly, this is just where you get your little cheek swabby, right?
It's just a cheek swab and an application. It takes 15 minutes max to listen to all the information, fill out the form and do the swab. No costs involved as well. It stays free of charge. If you're not a match, you get taken off at 60. But you can only sign up between the ages of 16 and 45, unfortunately.
Okay.
When you do donate, you go back home the next day, you've got your normal lifestyle, you've got no serious side effects. After 3 years, you also have the opportunity to meet the patient, which is pretty amazing. They wait 3 years just to make sure that the person gets through the cancer.
Understood.
Otherwise it's got an emotional effect. But if you wanted to and the patient wanted to, then you guys get together and hopefully all goes well and you end up being best of buds for the rest of your life.
A massive truck by the name of Betsy, who is going to be has done some driving, is going to be doing a lot more driving.
They make you feel so comfortable. On the bicycle's actually our radio interview, Jock. is at the United Nations, of all places. Very interesting setting up a recruitment drive here, but we are together with the Namibian Blood Transfusion Service. They're doing a blood drive here today, and they've also given us a spot. I'm unlucky today, I won't be able to donate blood. Number one, I'm operating a heavy vehicle right after this, and I've got a long list of medical issues, whereas Yolandi can make that move today and hopefully get her blood to somebody that needs it. I've actually had more than 40 blood transfusions myself, so we know what it's worth, and we thank these guys for what they do. This got back to the campsite, and we've got a family that specially came out to sign up as potential stem cell donors, Elke and her family. Just left in a cab now in a taxi, and we got Joseph today as a driver, but it's a great way to get around Windhoek. It's not too expensive, and we just got to go and check out a local market. It's hilarious. We got our kids sent down from South Africa to pick them up, and we also collected some extra kits that the Cancer Association of Namibia had. The lady at reception asked us if it was our box, and we were all excited saying yes, it's our box, and everybody in the restaurant kind of looked back at the box, and all this oil from Urban Camp is pretty darn clean. It's as clean as you're gonna get it. Because the oil's been standing for a long time, most of the sediment has dropped down to the bottom. So that's usually what we get out with the centrifuge, especially if the oil's pretty fresh. Quite impressed here at Urban Camp. Came to throw away some drums, and it's one of the few places that actually have the recycling system set up correctly. They really do a good job at it. Michael and Caroline, they've got an awesome rig here. They're busy fixing stuff as it goes with overlanding. All of the overlanders coming in here has got a different perspective, a different setup. To date, Thomas has overlanded 71 countries and has been a great inspiration. He has a vast amount of travel knowledge and shares his experience on his site. Our first stop for today at the Namibian Blood Transfusion Services. And they're going to see if they can help us arrange recruitment drives when they're setting up blood drives. So it's a good combo. And we met with Carlo and Zito, who's trying to arrange things for us to get some recruitments done in Windhoek. And amazingly, Zelda stepped in here, and she's actually donated. She was the second person in Namibia to do a stem cell transplant or donate stem cells. Just as we brought this up, it was a reminder that she's actually eligible now to meet the patient. So we're going to see if we can try and hook that up with the SOBMR. Just about to go on a live interview on the daily roundup show with Nina Katagana, and I got myself set up here on a Weet-Bix box. We got to make a plan for lighting for the news, so I'll put the torch down there.
Hi Robin, can you hear me? Okay, awesome, fantastic. We're gonna go on in just a few seconds. We just quickly went on a break. Welcome back. Well, today I'm joined by Robin and Yolandi Lewis, two passionate adventurers behind Matches on the Map to raise awareness and recruit life-saving blood stem cell donors. They're on a mission to diversify donor registries and save lives across continents.
If it was you or your family member, perhaps your child, needing that one single match for a second chance at life, it's a no-brainer to us. It's a minimal inconvenience to save another one's life. So we think it's an absolutely fantastic process, and we motivate everybody to get on board and join the registry. Unfortunately, there's no registry in Namibia, so that's why we're working with the South African Bone Marrow Registry. It's also an international database, so if they can't find your match in your own country, they'll look internationally, and hopefully they'll be able to track down that match. And then early this morning, we had another interview on the NBC, Namibian Broadcasting Commission. That was live news. Hopefully that gets the word out. Today we've got a meeting with the Namibian Oncology Centre. We hope that we can set up a public recruitment drive at NOC. At the time of our visit, NOC was preparing to start up the first stem cell transplant facility in Namibia. Vicky helped us arrange things at NOC, and many donors signed up thanks to her efforts. Gotta hope for the best. We've just arrived at the Ministry of Home Affairs and Immigration. It's the headquarters in Windhoek. We've got no idea where our passports are, and in Marienthal they didn't give us any proof, just a stamp and on the copies of our passports. Don't know what's going to happen. We have reached out to get it motivated so that they can extend our stay by 90 days. If we can't get the extension done or we can't find our passports, then we've got to make a plan to actually get out the country. Unfortunately, our passports were sent back to Marienthal, but luckily we've got a contact over on that side. Abraham, our new SABMR ambassador, actually volunteered to go and pick it up for us and send it down by courier. No idea if we've got the extension or not. For now, Yolandi's making us some lunch while we wait in traffic. Today we're out at EMTSS. It's an emergency training facility for first aid and safety and all kinds. They also go out to schools. Jolene, that works here, who's the manager here, she has offered to become our Windhoek ambassador, and she'll be able to incorporate that into her educational talks. And we're going to do one recruitment now so that she can see an example of how we do it, and then hopefully get some kits down to her, maybe a pop-up station from the South African Bone Marrow Registry. Maybe once a month she'll go and drop off her kits at the Cancer Association of Namibia, and they'll get it down to SABMR for that person to go through the transplant. Today we are starting with M&Z, so it's a bunch of dealerships throughout Windhoek, car dealerships, commercial Mercedes-Benz first, and then the second Merc dealership will be later today. If you've been following the channel, we found our first match at a Mercedes-Benz dealership, so you never know, maybe our second match will sign up today. Tomorrow we've got 3 other brands. Spotted this in the parking. Very, very nice. This was an amazing second recruitment for the day, and it's all thanks to Aileen here, the marketing person at M&Z Mercedes-Benz. She set us up with not just these 2 drives, but also 2 more for tomorrow, right? Yeah, Waterhouse and Jeep. So tomorrow we're going to hit up those. just met these French guys behind us here. Amazing truck, and they've done a pretty incredible journey. They've done the West Coast. They had some surprising feedback for us. They said it was much easier than what they thought and what other overlanders made it out to be. They had some great tips. They said the corruption was a lot less than what they expected in some of the West African countries, and the roads, although they looked very bad, truck was very capable. It seemed that the normal 4x4 struggled more. Usually the assumption is the other way around, that you would have more challenges with the truck. It's like I'm in a dream. If you're ever looking at seeing interesting vehicles, come and hang around at the urban camp. It's good to have a network with people like that. In case they run into trouble, they can give us a shout, and in case we do, we can give them a shout. It's always good to know somebody traveling with a truck specifically, because weight, height, width, everything comes into play. These guys had great feedback. They actually went through the whole of Western Africa. Older couple, beautiful truck. Yeah, top notch. Made it all the way from Germany without one issue, so that's pretty amazing. And then the other couple travel in a very similar style to what we do. Older truck, lots of maintenance as well, but your awesome vehicle. They travel with kids, which is a whole other responsibility, I think. Excited for today as it's the first university. It's UNAM and it's at the HG campus, so it's medical students. That's the perfect group for us. It's young, healthy, educated individuals that will have reliable contact details. Wednesday, Department of Home Affairs and Immigration. We got declined with our visa extensions, so the Cancer Association of Namibia as well as South African Bone Marrow Registry has put together their motivational letters. We're going to see if we can find some more, maybe at the Namibian Oncology Centre, and our contact at the United Nations, which is a very lack of contact for us in case we ever need that. We're going to set up here today. This is the pharmacy building. It's a wonderful campus. Donor ethnicity plays a vital role in matching up donors to patients, and UNAM provided us with plenty of young, diverse and medically minded sign-ups. In case any of you guys with the big rigs come in and you arrive late in Windhoek and you can't find a campsite, this truck stop looks pretty decent. They've got showers, bathrooms, they even got a laundry service. And it's $250 a night, so that's a pretty good deal if you're just wanting to stay over for the night and head on into the desert dunes or whatever. Second day at UNAM. Betsy's looking very pretty. I've still got to put the banner up there, but yesterday we managed to get 50 people signed up, which is really, really great, and hopefully we can match that up. Today, if we don't get our extensions, this is going to be our last week in Namibia, which would be a great loss for Namibia. Just stopped over at the Cancer Association. Salah, our contact here, is going to drive with us. We've also been in contact with Michelle McLean. She's the 1992 Miss Universe.
The stage is yours for the traditional walk as the new Miss Universe.
And she's got quite a few connections in Namibia, and she has done her very best in trying to arrange a meeting with the right people at Home Affairs and Immigration. Hopefully we can see the director, Etienne Marit, and he'll have a look at our rejected application forms. Yeah, with all the motivations, we're really hoping that we can get something. Step 1 complete. We got through the gates and going up to see somebody, and hopefully that somebody will be able to have a look at our motivational letters. Met with Mr. Harishi, who is the Deputy Chief of Immigrations, I think, and he told us we're actually illegally in the country. They only gave us 60 days instead of 90, and we've got to leave the country immediately. Yeah, Yolandi and our contact at the Cancer Association is downstairs, and they're trying to get a letter that gives us permission to get on the road and get to the border. This is really, really bad news. I don't know why I'm smiling still, but I'm going up again to try and discuss this with him again. Right, so we got some bad news. We did everything we could, right?
Yeah.
We did everything we could. Even spoke to the deputy director, and she didn't want to hear any of our stories, didn't want to speak to anybody, didn't want to read the motivational letters. It gave us 3 days to get out the country. So we've got 2 recruitment drives, public recruitment drives here in Windhoek. One tomorrow with NOC, so that's the Namibian Oncology Centre. The other one with the Cancer Association of Namibia. Take the risk and do those. Botswana is the only border that we're going to reach within the time, but hopefully, you never know, if we take the risk and do the recruitment drives tomorrow, we might just find that one match that a cancer patient needs somewhere in Namibia. Right, today is our second last day in Namibia. Unfortunately, we have to leave the country within 3 days or we'll be arrested. So we're going to do our best to sign up as many people as we can today at the public event at the Namibian Oncology Centre, and then tomorrow we're going to do that sprayathon. Media has been very supportive, so we're hoping for a good day today. Unfortunate about the red tape, but once we get across the Botswana border, we're going to try and apply for a work permit to come back and finish up. Also, as we're running low on funds and we don't know what to expect at the Botswana border, we reached out to our official partners, these guys, and some of them have come through and really helped us out of a sticky situation. Without them, I don't think we would have made it this far anyway. This is Betsy's spot for today. She's going to be on the road to play marketing manager and get people over to the Namibian Oncology Centre. This is Vicky over here. She's put everything together for us. She's amazing, and she's going to help us go up to the staff now. First start up by signing them up and then get the public to come out. Perfect place with the perfect people. I haven't even finished setting up and we've already got an awesome group of people. Right, so today our last recruitment in Namibia for a while. It's the La Vie Cafe today, and yesterday we managed to sign up 111 potential donors. So this is our setup for today, a really awesome spot. Independence Square, the Cancer Association of Namibia organised. The owners of La Vie Cafe spoiled us with a quick cappuccino. I'm going to leave the camera up here so we can get a bird's eye view of today. I think it's going to get pretty hectic. At 1 o'clock we're going to start backing up and hit the road towards Botswana.
Carlene, jy
place matches on the map is such an incredible initiative. Multi-continental drive in Betsy, the coolest truck I have ever made.
This is our very last sign up for Namibia.
Bye guys!
Okay, thank you. But when is the current visa going to expire, or have you submitted your visa, your passport, or you still going to submit?
We're gonna keep on driving. If they don't get back to us, then they'll lock us up for not getting through the border in time. So if we do hear back from that guy, then hopefully, then we can turn around.
Dit is 'n roadblok. De popo. Kyk, hy moet net so lank jou weer sien reg. Al die geld uit.
Hey, all good? Thank you. We made it to Gobabas and we still got about 100 kilometers to go to the border. It's about 8 o'clock at night now, so it's not too bad. I think we're going to be there at 10. I'm not too sure if they are open 24/7, but at least we'll be able to say that we made an effort to get there on time. I've just stopped now to pump some cooking oil over to the other tank. The one tank's empty. At least we got loads of oil.
I told you.
Ek sê ons ry net by die trokke, dan sal ons sien daar's 'n gebouetjie wat hier net hier stop aan die kant.
Maar kom dit verby die trokke?
Ons is seker kommersieel nie. Maar kom ons bly maar nou net.
Hier is treine wat ry. En check jy nou uit.
Ik heb een beest op, ja.
Ja.
Zeker al die bakken.
Wat maak nou so? Kyk daar, iets is fout. Dis sommer daai ding, die speedometer wat hy dit doen. A jumping speedometer needle with noise in a truck would be caused by damaged speedometer cable, faulty speed sensor, or a problem with the speedometer gauge itself. A dry speedometer.
Just stamped into Botswana, super simple, very friendly people working here. Hey, how's it, man?
Yes, how's it?
Yeah, I'm well, thanks. Which one do you want?
Let me see the permit.
Oh, the permit. Thank you.
The registered in South Africa.
Yes.
What's in there? Just the automatic goods.
Yeah, just the house.
There's no frozen registered.
No frozen veggies, no meat, no nothing.
Black card.
Yeah.
Black card, right.
Thanks, man.
No firearm.
No firearm. I'm a peaceful man.
Where are you going to right now?
Tell me, how far is Khansi, man?
Khansi is 224. You want to do what you can just sleep over it.
Yeah.
And fun.
Where's the closest place to sleep, man?
There's a lodge here in Corey.
Lodge sounds expensive.
Yeah, you've got a lodge here.
Okay.
That's there's a filling station there.
A filling station, okay, yeah.
About 20 kilos.
That's gonna work, yeah.
Right, that's past
10 kilometers, okay, thanks, man.
10 kilos, then place there.
Thank you very much. Cheers, eh. Bye. Cousins, now in Botswana, 5 a lot. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be that easy. Just had to sign it, must check hier my phone.
Ek wil net my maale laat weet ons is veilig en stuur net op die partnergroep Arrive Safely in Botswana. Ons kan net hier stop soos ek trok.
It's gone. It's cold. Let's begin. On the next episode, we wake up in Botswana and find ourselves a campsite. We have no plan but have to get closer to a town as we need supplies. Trying to remain close to the border, we headed to Khansi. We dig routes to wait it out, set up a bird booth and make the best of what we thought was a bad situation. We make a risky move back to the border. Then make our return, pick up new tricks, head back to our base and try our luck to make a buck while continuing our search for lifesavers. We find a fountain of alternative fuel and new friends give us a hand to show off those that give us a hand. As always, thank you to our Patreon members and our official partners for keeping the wheels rolling. If you'd like to follow our socials, check out our website or become one of our Patreon members, scan this code.